Welcome to Suburban Nightmare Stories, where we peel back the pristine veneer of planned communities to expose the rotten core beneath. Today's tale is an instant classic of petty tyranny meeting calculated nuclear vengeance. Imagine an HOA president illegally blocking the only access road to a Family S ranch with a locked fence. Now, imagine the ranch owner repurposing that fence, including the association's own signage, into a private, cost automated toll booth, forcing the HOA and every resident to pay him a hefty fee just to access their community. The devastation to the HOA's finances and reputation was swift, absolute, and sweet. The woman responsible was personally fined thousands for her hubris. This is the story of how an illegal fence became a private revenue stream, and how a community tyrant learned the price of stepping on the wrong neighbor. You know the drill, people. If you've ever dealt with a power-hungry committee member, if you've ever dreamed of fighting back against senseless rules, then smash that like button right now. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. We've got fresh HOA drama dropping every single week. Let's dive in. Our hero is Ethan Vance, who just wanted to raise his cattle on the Vance Ranch. The ranch had been there long before Arlington Heights master plan community was built up to his boundary. For decades, the only viable access to the ranch was an easement road that cut through the HOA's common green space. This road was critical for his commercial farm traffic. The antagonist, Brenda Maxwell, the newly elected HOA president, saw Ethan's traffic as an affront to her vision of unparalleled serenity and exclusivity. The conflict began with a minor notice of violation alleging excessive noise and visual blight. Ethan ignored it. The escalation came weeks later. A certified letter from the HOA lawyer demanding he seek an alternative access route within 90 days, alleging inconsistent use. Ethan's attorney drafted a letter confirming the easement was legally ironclad and that the HOA would be liable for any impedance. For a few weeks, there was silence. Then one Tuesday morning, Ethan drove out and found an 8-foot-tall, industrial-grade chain-link fence across his access road. It was anchored deep, topped with barbed wire, and secured with a massive HOA padlock. A sign declared, "Private property. Nitrogen monoxide. Trespassing." It was signed by Brenda Maxwell, president. She had illegally blocked his access. Ethan called his lawyer, who confirmed an injunction would take weeks or months. He had cattle that needed feed, a life that needed living, and a petty HOA president who needed a lesson. Ethan turned his truck around and headed to his workshop. He was no longer thinking about legal delays. He was thinking about construction. Ethan spent the day in cold, calculating rage. His lawyer confirmed the fence was illegal, but Brenda was using the delay as a weapon. That night, an audacious plan formed. He wasn't going to tear the fence down. He was going to incorporate it. The next morning, he cut the padlock with bolt cutters. He did not touch the HOA posts. Instead, he welded and installed heavy box steel posts salvaged from an old corral just inches from the HOA line, marking his easement. He cut the chain-link fabric into 2 perfect, swinging gate sections, attaching heavy-duty hinges to his new steel posts. The new double gate swung outward over the HOA's common property. Next, he installed a state-of-the-art, solar-powered hydraulic automated gate opening system. The confused residents and the HOA board, watching from a distance, assumed he was building his own new entrance and deemed it a victory. But Ethan was not finished. He installed a small steel kiosk next to the gate, containing a high-resolution digital screen, an automated ticketing machine, and a credit card reader. He rerouted power from the gate's solar array to run the station. He removed the HOA's Nate trespassing sign, polished it, and rehung it right next to his own sign. The new sign read, "Vance Ranch Access and Toll Gate. Private road, fee required for access." The toll booth became instantly infamous. The HOA was hemorrhaging money defending a clearly illegal action. Ethan, meanwhile, was collecting revenue. He had set the system to automatically remit daily fees to his account and installed a camera to log every transaction. The HOA's legal team delivered the crushing news. Ethan's countermove was legally sound. They could not force him to remove the booth without admitting their fence was illegal and facing a multi-million-dollar countersuit for commercial loss. They had to negotiate. At the emergency HOA meeting, residents were screaming about the fees and the local news coverage. The HOA lawyer, Mr. Henderson, presented Ethan's settlement demands. 1. The HOA must immediately remove the illegal fence, except for the toll gate system. 2. The HOA must issue a formal, written public apology to Mr. Vance, admitting their illegal action and abuse of power, posted for 1 full year. 3. The HOA must pay Mr. Vance $100,000 in restitution for lost revenue and legal fees. 4. Brenda Maxwell must immediately and permanently resign from the HOA board and be barred from holding any office. 5. The toll gate would remain operational until all 4 conditions were met. The room erupted. $100,000, a forced resignation, and a public apology. The residents, faced with the alternative of financial ruin and a perpetual toll, unanimously voted to accept. Brenda Maxwell was escorted out, her reign of petty terror over. The climax was the sound of the gavel, ratifying the HOA's total and humiliating surrender. The fallout for Brenda Maxwell was immediate. The community's financial records were secured, and her name was scrubbed from the HOA website. The next day, the illegal fence was dismantled. But the revenue-generating toll booth remained until the $100,000 was paid. The new board posted the formal apology beneath the main entrance monument. The Arlington Heights Homeowners Association wishes to formally apologize to Mr. Ethan Vance. This action was an abuse of power, directly caused financial harm, and was initiated without due process. We sincerely regret the actions of the former board president, Brenda Maxwell. The $100,000 drained the HOA's reserves, forcing a significant special assessment on every homeowner, directly attributable to Brenda. The community's rage was immense. The final step of payback was the civil suit filed by the new board against Brenda Maxwell to recoup the costs of the fence, legal fees. The final act came 6 weeks later. The $100,000 was paid. Ethan accepted the check, and the Vance Ranch toll gate, the symbol of his victory, was dismantled. But Ethan had one last piece of permanent payback. He took the automated kiosk and repurposed it. He installed it deep within his ranch property, but clearly visible from the main highway running past Arlington Heights. He changed the digital display, and there you have it, folks. The greatest HOA revenge story we've ever told. That move, turning the illegal fence into a toll booth, is absolutely brilliant, and it's why Ethan Vance is a legend. What was the most shocking moment for you? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe right now, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time for more suburban nightmare stories.